Ball action from the vet in Philadelphia as the Philly Fanatic gives a shine and a buff to this gentleman's head as the New York Mets are in town to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Here in the top half of the first inning, Philly starter Bruce Ruffin will strike out first batter of the ball game, Mark Carrion. In the top of the fourth inning, the Mets jump out on top. Greg Jeffries comes up and he belts a solo home run to left field. For Jeffries, it's home run number 12, RBI number 40. And the New York Mets go on top by a score of 1-0. Moving on now to the bottom of the fifth inning, a funny moment and shades of 1969 to New York Mets fans and Chicago Cub fans. This time, the Black Cat runs out in front of the Mets dugout. Kevin Elster, who was on the bench, runs out, chases him down, and makes the nice grab as he saves the small kitten from any danger as he takes him down into the clubhouse. Still in the bottom of the fifth inning with runners at second and third, Len Dykstra will strike out as he ends the threat. Frank Viola up to this point throwing a no-hitter for the New York Mets as Len Dykstra goes down swinging. In the top of the sixth inning, Darryl Strawberry comes up. Strawberry adds to the Mets' lead when he doubles to the gap in left center field. Dave Magadan scores, RBI number 62 for Strawberry. The Mets go on top by a score of 2-0. Then the bottom of the sixth inning with the Mets now up by a score of 3-0. Frank Viola, still throwing a no-hitter to this point, puts himself in trouble by walking two batters, and then with the bases loaded, Charlie Hayes hits a ground ball to third. Johnson steps on third, then throws home to Todd Hundley, who had to tag Tommy Herr. Hundley played it as a force out. Home plate umpire Jerry Crawford made the wrong call, but he was overruled by Doug Harvey at third base, and the Mets lead is cut to 3-1. Then after Viola walks the bases loaded once again, Dickie Thon gets the first hit of the ball game for the Phillies, a big one, a grand slam home run to left field. Number 6 for Thon, RBIs number 30, 31, 32, and 33, as Von Hayes, Carmelo Martinez, and Randy Reddy all score. The Phillies go on top by a score of 5-3. Then the bottom of the eighth inning with the Phils up 5-4. Tommy Herr doubles to the wall in center field. Dickie Thon and Len Dykstra score. RBIs number 39 and 40 as the Phillies win it by a score of 7-4. Darryl Ackerfelds with the win. His record now 4-0. Frank Viola with the loss. His record drops to 13-5. Roger McDowell picks up his 15th save.
And the Pittsburgh Pirates take stab at the Montreal Expos on Friday night. 2 men on and 2 outs in the top of the first inning for the Pirates. But Dennis Martinez will strike out Barry Bonds to end the inning and end the threat. Move now to the bottom of the first inning. Tim Wallach up for the Montreal Expos with 2 men on and 1 out. He'll hit a 2-run base hit to left field off of John Smiley. Marquise Grissom and Otis Nixon score RBI 64 and 65. Smiley balked in another run, and it's 3-0 Expos after 1. Fan tries to trumpet up some support, and in the bottom of the third inning, Tim Wallach will trumpet up a home run off of Smiley, a solo shot to center field. His 17th of the year, RBI 66 for Tim Wallach, is driven in 3 of the 4 Expos runs, and it's 4-0 Montreal. Dennis Martinez is cruising right along, strikes out Bobby Bonilla with a man on second base, and 2 out in the top of the 6th inning, and it's still 4-0 Montreal after 6 innings. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Tim Wallach will continue the 2-man assault on the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a line drive base hit to center field. Grissom would score RBI 67 for Wallach, his 4th RBI of the ball game. Tim Raines will be out going to third base, but Grissom scores, and that gave Montreal a 5-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Top of the 9th inning, Dennis Martinez will close out the ball game, striking out Barry Bonds, looking at a call third strike. His 8th strikeout on the night. Montreal wins by a final score 5-0. Dennis Martinez, the winner, he's 7-7, recording his 18th career complete game shutout, while John Smiley is the loser. He drops to 4-5 on the year. Once again, the Montreal Expos defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates by a final score 5-0.
Dave Johnson on the mound for Baltimore on Monday night is to take on the Tigers in Detroit, and Johnson would strike out a career-high 7 batters in 6 2/3 innings. Here he gets Lou Whitaker in the bottom of the first, then Joe Orsulik in the top of the third with this RBI single, which scores Billy Ripken. Baltimore with a 1-0 lead. Then it's Randy Milligan who drives in his 58th RBI of the year with this double. As this comes off Tigers starter Frank Tanana, it would score Joe Orsulik and give Baltimore a 2-0 lead. Then Tanana would walk 2 batters and face Craig Worthington with the bases loaded. He'd walk him too to force in a run. That makes it 3-0, and Tanana would leave this game just 2 2/3 innings pitched under his belt, surrendering 6 earned runs. Then it would be Mike Devereaux, the first batter that reliever Clay Parker would face, and he probably wished he hadn't faced him. For Devereaux, it hit a grand slam home run, his 4th of the year. This caps off a 7-run inning for the Orioles as they take a 7-0 lead. In the bottom of the 3rd, rookie Travis Fryman would get 1 run back with a solo home run, his 2nd of the year, and this cuts the lead to 7-1. But this game would never be in doubt from that point on. In the top of the 5th, it would be Mike Heath, who attempts to throw down to second base, realizing then it's ball 4. He pulls back and falls down. Mike Heath nearly hurting himself, and Jim Palmer, the Orioles announcer, shows him how to do it, along with his colleague Brooks Robinson. In the top of the 9th, the Orioles score 6 more times. Here it's a 2-run triple by Mike Devereaux, and that would score Cal Ripken Jr. and then Craig Worthington. And the Orioles go on to win it 13-3 to win their 5th game in a row. Worthington with a career-high 6 RBIs. In the top of the 9th, this incident between Heath and home plate umpire John Hirschbeck would mar this game as Heath lets off some steam and bumps Hirschbeck. He would be ejected from this one. And the Orioles go on to win, again, their 5th straight game. And Mike Heath would get thrown out of this game in the top of the 9th as Baltimore wins by the final of 13-3. Johnson the winner, 9-6. Tanana the loser, 5-7. Tom Lasorda's Dodgers at home on Monday night to take on the San Francisco Giants. And in the bottom of the 1st, Eddie Murray would give the Dodgers a lead of 2-0 with his 14th home run of the year. This comes off Giants starter Trevor Wilson. Murray's 367th career home run. He's 37th on the all-time list, 2-0 San Francisco. Then the very next batter is Hubie Brooks, and he also hits a home run. This is his 11th of the year, and the Dodgers off to a quick 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. They'd blow out the Giants in the bottom of the 2nd. Roger Craig could only look on with the score now 4-0. Cal Daniels with his 2-run double, and that would score Stan Javier, and then Mike Sharperson, and the Dodgers take a 6-0 lead. Then with the score 7-0, it's Rick Dempsey who doubles down the left field line. Eddie Murray and Huey Brooks come in to score, and the Dodgers score 6 times in the 2nd, and they lead at 9-0 after 2. At the top of the 6th, the Giants score their lone run of the game. Kevin Mitchell with his 59th RBI on this single. That scores Rick Leach, and it's a 9-1 game. Then the fun would start. In the top of the 8th, Eddie Murray, the first baseman, will be the benefactor of one of the worst calls you'll ever see. Kevin Mitchell grounds to shortstop, and Murray drops the ball. But umpire Jim Quick calls Mitchell out. And Murray, no chance he had the ball on this one. We'll look again at the attempt by Eddie Murray as he tries to dig up this Vizcano throw from shortstop. And Roger Craig gives an earful to Jim Quick. Then in the bottom of the 8th, it would be Mickey Hatcher at the plate, and he would triple, and this would drive in 1 run to make it a 10-1 Dodger lead. And another run would score as the ball gets away. Jose Vizcano scores the first run, and Hatcher comes in to score the last run of the game, and he barely makes it to the plate, and the Dodgers win by the final of 11-1. We'll see Hatcher take the standing ovation. Fernando Valenzuela wins it. He's 8-8. Wilson the loser, 6-3. The Dodgers in a blowout.
Top half of the 1st inning, Dave Stewart on the mound tonight for the A's. And here in the top half of the 1st, Dave Winfield with a bloop single into right field. Felix Jose breaks back and then has to come in on the ball. Johnny Ray scores, RBI number 34 for Winfield. And the California Angels lead it 1-0 in the 1st inning.
On to the top of the 4th with California up 2-0. Luis Polonia singles into right field. This scores Brian Downing, and it puts California up 3-0. For Polonia, this was his 13th RBI of the year. Then on to the top of the 5th with Oakland starter Dave Stewart still in the game. Brian Downing doubles to left field. This scores Dave Winfield and Lance Parrish. And for Downing, this is RBIs number 22 and 23 on the year as California goes up 5-0 at the end of 5. And on to the top of the 6th, where California will get yet another insurance run as Max Venable rips the single to right field. This allows Luis Polonia to score. And at the end of the top of the 6th, California up 6-0. But then in the bottom of the 6th, with Angels starter Kirk McGaskill still on the mound, Ron Hasse rips the single to right field. Dave Winfield's throw to home is on time, but Lance Parrish can't hold on, and Jose Canseco scores. And at the end of 6, California up 6-1. Then in the bottom of the 7th, Jose Canseco stepping to the plate off reliever Mike Fetters. Canseco crushes a 2-run homer to center field with Dave Henderson on first. For Canseco, this is his 29th home run of the year, and RBIs number 68 and 69.